So in this week's episode, we continue the commissioning process with a couple of shakedown sails.
The first shakedown sail included a quick sail with Anton and Mike that showed us kind of the performance of the boat, the ins and outs. And then the second one, we actually took the boat out for an overnight.
So in addition to the couple of shakedown sails that we did this weekend, we also are ready to announce the name of our boat.
So we're ready to announce the name of the boat, and we were able to apply a temporary name and hailing port on the back because we don't have the permanent lettering yet. But
drum roll, please.
Listen.
Listen. After much debate about the name, we had a long list that we worked on over the winter months, and we narrowed it down to a name that we thought was fitting for a couple of reasons. And
listen.
Listen. That's the name. The name is Listen. And so it has a couple of meanings to us. We say it a lot in conversation. If you look it up in Urban Dictionary, it's actually the way to end a conversation when you've won the argument or had a wittier comeback. So it's like, listen, we are done talking about this. But the other meaning that we really find appropriate is when we take the boat out and you motor out to the bay and you put the sails up and then you turn the engine off.
You listen.
You listen. It's the most beautiful moment of the sound of the water and the wind, and the engine noise is gone. And so it kind of has two meanings for us, and
thus the name.
Thus the name. This is so exciting. We are taking our sailboat out for the very first time. It's a beautiful day. It was raining all week, and today the sun is out. The winds are decent. I'm not sure what the winds are, but they feel pretty decent. They're not too light. We should be able to get some wind in the sail. All right, we are getting ready to put the sails up for the very first time. We're also getting a little tour of our brand new Jeanneau Sun Odyssey 440. Aron's at the helm. Anton from Norton Yachts is with us, and Mike. We have the traditional mainsail.
You have three things when you put the main up. So you have the restrainer that I put on for the halyard. Yep. You have the top loop of the bag needs to come off, and the zipper. Yep. And that's it. Then you're sailing. So you can do that before you leave the dock. And, you know, whatever.
Raising the mainsail for the first time. That's pretty cool. We have an electric winch. So you just push a button. What'd you think of that, Aron?
That looked easy.
I agree
Mike
with you.
almost busted a fingernail.
I know.
We're gonna have to deal with his manicure bills later.
So the motor's on?
Yeah.
We forgot to say conventionality.
So, by the way, before you turn the motor off, can you hear that vibration? So that is the prop turning. Okay. So what you want to do is go into reverse before you turn the motor off. Just not like, you know, wham, throw it in reverse. You just want to shift it into reverse and then back into neutral. Okay. So now it's gone.
Why do you do that?
It folds the prop and stops it because the shaft's still spinning and forward, so it'll just keep spinning, and there's enough water flow. Even though the prop is folding, it'll still spin the shaft. So if you stop it from spinning, it'll fold, but it won't spin.
Oh, I got it. I'm kind of liking the electric winch. And now we have the jib out. Both sails out. And listen to the sound of the water. Engines off, sails up. First time backing the boat into the slip. want to show it just the two top corners?
I think so.
It's a temporary sign. I don't think it's going to fall off.
I'm going to go in.
Don't go in.
Well,
and one more look at our hard work. This is temporary, and the official lettering will be put on after we get back from Annapolis.
For the first, we'll call it Shakedown cruise. First time we're doing this. And we found dipstick is on the side here, right? The interesting thing about this is when I pull this out, the oil is crystal clear.
Nice.
We won't see that for a while. after these trips, it won't be that color.
Yesterday we did a day sail with Norton Yachts. And today we're heading out to anchor overnight at Little Bay for a short little, do they call it a shakedown cruise?
It's still part of the commissioning process.
Well, right, still part of the commissioning. So this is not a maiden voyage. It's just checking out the systems before we make our long journey up to Annapolis. It's a gorgeous day. This channel takes us out to the Rappahannock River, and when we get out there, we're going to put the sails up.
All right, what I would like you to do is raise the mainsail.
We have electric winches, so raising the mainsail is going to be a little easier than our other boat. This one we just have to push a button, and when Aron gives me the go-ahead,
yeah.
what's that? We've turned the engine off. No more motor noise.
So the only way to get extra speed now is to pull our Jeanneau out. Okay. Now.
Both sails are up.
And we caught our first crab pot for the season. On the
Get it out of the way.
On the first shakedown
Right.
trip.
Right. And you did a great job removing it. I mean, you look like you've had that happen before. you knew just what to do.
A couple of times.
New instruments to get used to. Depth is 29.6, speed is 5.8. And it's a little overwhelming for me getting used to the electric winches.
Yeah, I don't think it's the electric winches though. I mean, we've sailed quite a bit. So, I mean, I think part of it's the fact that, one, the lines are different color. So I'm not used to that. They're not labeled yet. But then the other thing is some of them are hidden. You know, they come out right here, but we don't actually see it going all the way up, whereas I think before we did see that. So that made it a little easier, and it's just remembering how to do this stuff. But we'll catch on really quick.
And this is just a shakedown cruise today because we're still in commissioning. We don't have any canvas on the boat yet. So if you've watched our previous videos, we'll be heading up to Coverloft in Annapolis next week. So it's a real treat that we got to be on it this weekend. We successfully tacked. The sail is done. side. Aron's adjusting the vang. The wind died down, so we're taking advantage of this to practice flying the drone over water. And that's pretty good wind coming out. But it's died down a little bit, so here's some really cool shots of our brand new Jeanneau Sun Odyssey 440. We're coming up to Little Bay. It's a little after 5, and it looks like there's a lot of boats already there. Aron's circling around to make sure we have enough clearance in between the other boats already here. We're dropping the anchor for the very first time on our new sailboat, and my job is just to watch. The other sailboat had a release up here, so this one doesn't have that. It's all automatic. And there she goes in the water. Okay, so the other sailboat we had to mark the anchor road with how many feet we had out, but this one has a meter in the back there, I guess, that tells us how much we've dropped. All right, it's taunt. Back.
Yeah, we should.
And what's this?
This is going to be my snubber. I don't have an actual snubber.
Uh-huh. And what does that do?
Well, what it's going to do, this is going to tie it to the chain. And what's going to happen is this rolling hit, this line is going to, there it is. So it's tight on there.
Uh-huh.
Once we actually drift back a little bit off of the chain, we'll let a little more out.
Uh-huh.
And we'll take this down to where this takes the pressure and tie it off to our cleat. And this is a cheap snubbing line, cheap snubber, without buying a special one.
Okay, it looks like it's drifting back.
Yeah. And I put 2,000 RPMs on it in reverse and we didn't move. So I think we're stuck here. Rolling hitch is on there. See how the chain is now loose?
Uh-huh.
Now, what I'm going to do, basically, we have a homemade snubber. Yeah, see how it bows down?
Yeah. Good job.
We'll see.
One last look at where we've decided to drop our anchor. Lots of boats out here this Memorial Day weekend.
I think you need to turn this salsa water into something else.
But it was a great day to be out on the water. It feels really good to be back sailing. Our very first anchor out on our new sailboat. And it's kind of ironic because when we got Traveler a couple summers ago, our very first anchor out was at Little Bay. I don't think we had as nice of a sunset then. We didn't have as nice of video equipment. But we're gonna get some drone footage tonight of the sunset. We had a little bit too much sun today, so we're looking forward to going to Annapolis to get the canvas put on the boat. We had no shelter from the sun. It was about 90 degrees today. And unfortunately we forgot to bring sunscreen. So
Without it.
yeah.
So it seemed like a really great idea to say, yeah, we'll sail the boat up to Annapolis without canvas on it.
Suckers.
Suckers.
We'll be fine. We're not complaining. We'll make it work.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's actually an experience to sail a boat like this without canvas on it.
Yeah.
So Anton actually said earlier, don't get used to sailing without a canvas. You actually might like it.
Although our first anchor with this boat is at Little Bay, it's not our maiden voyage because we are waiting until the commissioning is completed.
After we complete everything on the boat from the canvas and, let's say, anchor.
From a commissioning standpoint.
Yeah.
So, and this is a gorgeous sunset. You really can't beat this view. Good morning. It's a gorgeous morning in Little Bay. Our plan today is to sail back to Norton Yachts and finish provisioning for our trip up to Annapolis. Ready?
Yeah. Hard. Just saying. Yeah.
So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and come back next week to join us on our journey up to Annapolis. See you next time.